What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Savage Land. Welcome to another episode of Soapbox. Glad you guys can come back here with me one more week as we get it in one more time and just talk about things that I've seen on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatnot, and it's all based around the toy community. I kind of venture out a little bit and just let you know what I look through my eyes this week. And of course, at the end, we're going to have the hot topic, which we're talking about Giant Man. We're going to give that one more hurrah before we just go with updates coming throughout the next month. And let's dive right into it. Let's go straight into community. And the first thing I've seen is from my Jada Street Fighter group. Facebook group actually, and this guy just basically have all these Chung Lees lined up, and it looks like from 3 3/4 inch all the way up almost to like a 12-inch statue or whatnot. But it's pretty cool. I mean, I guess somebody that deep into the lore of Street Fighter, once you acquire so many, you can do cool stuff like that, man. And I think it's an awesome pick. This picture right here comes from my X-Men Addicts group, and this guy said he just found this picture of Cyclops in the garbage, and I definitely would have picked that up too and put it in the back of my pickup. That was a great pickup to put in your pickup. Try saying that 3 times. This was on my Facebook right here. It says, dudes, she used to be bad in high school. She fell off. Then it got a picture of the dude. And the internet is correct. Here's for my Facebook group, G.I. Joe Uncensored. And this says, here's why grown men shouldn't own action figures. And if you look closely, I guess they have some roadkill, which I wouldn't get close to because I know it stinks to hell. And they look like they got some old like 12-inch G.I. Joes or some type of army guys up there like they just killed a bear or something. I thought that was pretty cool. On Instagram, Jay Hernandez put up a picture of, I guess this is a third-party company. Seems like a lot of those guys, they be into those third-party, like real obscure action figures, but it's Leon from The Professional. A great movie that came out in like 1995, 94. Here's Gary Oldman as the bad guy in that movie. He's always played a good bad guy in 90s movies. But really good movie. And like I said, I think this is like a third-party soft goods and pretty much has everything that he had in that movie. He likes to drink milk. He had a little plant that he took care of, and he was basically like a hitman. He just lived a lonely life, and he came across a little girl, Natalie Portman, who got a whole family killed by these mob guys or crooked policemen who were working with the mob, and he kind of saved her and kind of took her in, man. But if you ain't seen it before, it's called The Professional. I think overseas it was called Leon because that's the name of the main character. But if I ever come across this just on some obscure shit, I would pick this up. I like this. This is from my Instagram guy who usually comments on my channel, and he be around too, Alpha Proto. I'll be seeing you in people's comments. I guess he loves the sport like I do. Not guess, I know he does. But he liked some pictures of mine, so I went over to his Instagram and started thumbing through some pictures, and it's this cool picture of Howard the Duck. Just looks like he's plotting and planning, and it's a very plain picture, but like you heard me say before, sometimes the most subtle photos are the great ones. Damn, Quake. Oh, this is a good one right here. This is from Jada Toys Street Fighter group, and it has Chung-Li, Fei Long, and Ryu all dabbing. I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, so I was around when they was doing all the dabbing. I'm in some pictures at some football games dabbing at Carolina games, so it was a fun time. Even though that was a long time ago, I just thought that was pretty cool. What a good clean photo, and it was just really cool. I wonder if this guy right here is from Carolina or he liked Cam Newton. I wonder why he would make them dab like that. Also this week, while I was at the house during the daytime, I got a phone call from the bank. It was a good call. No, they didn't give me any money. Back in July, I was in there cashing a check or doing whatever, and I seen this like big card billboard with Black Panther, and it was running a promotion trying to teach people, empower people how to invest and plan and save money, and they were using Black Panther and Shuri in there. And I told the branch manager that, hey, whenever you get this, hit me up, I'll take it. And she called me up the other day. I picked it up reluctantly, and because I thought it was a one of those robocalls, because they use your area codes now, and it was her. So I picked this up, and it was just a pretty cool prop. I got it over in the corner right now. I'm looking at it, and just something that they don't make in stores, and that's collecting 101 right there. Just finding cool obscure things to collect. Here's a cool picture of Tupac and Jada Pinkett when they were in high school in Baltimore. And like I said, the kid was a real thespian, man. I mean, that just wasn't something. He started rapping and then he hopped into acting. He was Shakespearean. He really loved acting. He loved the theater, the arts, just the artistic person, period. So when you see that image that he put over all of that, and you see that stuff starting to poking out, you think that's not the real him. No, that's the real him. Sweet kid, actor, loved it, had big dreams and aspirations, and he made it. But I just thought that was cool. He had to be maybe like 15, maybe 16, 17 right here. And it's just like a ad when you go back to school for like a local mall. Pretty dope, man. Rest in peace, Pop. Also, too, I've seen some foul ass shit. And this is what you call toxic right here. Now, I got ACBA on my Instagram, and Boog had put this up. And it's a guy named Nostalgia Doc Addict 98. And right when the Giant Man dropped, he I guess Boog was commenting and putting stuff up, and this guy says, I came here to see all the wild comments and criticism just for Boog to swoop in and suck Hasbro's dick. Now, shit like that what gets to people, man, but you can't really do nothing. It's the internet. Like I said, I try hard not to go back and forth, which I have known nobody do anything like that because I'm not on a big enough platform to people to come at me like that or even care or be reputable to say something to me like that. But once you get up there like that, you have to deal with stupid shit like this, and all the way over toys, you know what I'm saying? And then you wonder, would they say this face to face? And they might have. Some people like to have drama, and if you went upside their head, they wouldn't give a goddamn. It'd just be another story for them to tell. But it's silly shit, man, that you gotta avoid. You can feel however you want to about a HasLab project, but to sit up and do some silly shit like that, that's fuck shit. I've never heard Boog tell anybody to suck his dick or anything like that, but it's a random person, and the internet is undefeated, man. Like, you can't defeat it, man. You gotta bob and weave with this shit. Right here is two of my favorite Wu-Tang rappers, Ghostface and Raekwon. At one time, Raekwon was my favorite Wu-Tang rapper, and I still think he is. Because they're all pretty much lyrically on the same level, but Wu-Tang gave you so many treats you could kind of dive into the guy you was most related to. And between Raekwon, Nas, and AZ, I've never seen him had a bad day dressing. Ghostface can dress too, but he would overdress and have a whole bunch of shit on. But it was still his style. But Raekwon, when it comes to dressing, flawless. And out of those three, Raekwon, Nas, and AZ, I've never seen AZ wear anything bad, ever. This is also another thing that came from my Instagram. This is E. Rivera, and he says, the Marvel Legends hater that think he's cool for hating cycle. And it says, figure gets revealed. Yay, boom. Figure looks good. It does look good. The figure looks bad and it's overpriced. Buys the figure anyway. Adds figure to collection. And he has a funny red dot that says, you are here. Nuff said. Like Stan Lee, nuff said. Biltmore House, that's it. It's beautiful. Mountains of North Carolina. I've been there. If you haven't, take a trip there. It's amazing. It's amazing. It really is. That's it. All right, let's get into another episode of the week of G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. And first up on G.I. Joe is something I seen in G.I. Joe Classified Elite from my Facebook group. It says, I regret nothing, and just tags on the floor. And I can respect that. Cool picture that came from G.I. Joe Classified Elite also, and it says, oops, wrong turn. It's a pretty dope picture, man. Like, stumbling across some motherfuckers playing cards and shit, and came through the wrong door. Here's a picture of your dad in 1984, right when he comes out of the bathroom. I've been meaning to do this for the past couple of weeks. A guy who's I believe he follows me on Instagram, called 5-Star Joe's, out of Cincinnati area. He said his dad passed away a couple of weeks ago, and I thought this was pretty cool that he had Gun-Ho saluting. It almost kind of remind me of Gun-Ho in his full dress guards, the old 3 3/4 inch figure. You know, just the way he's saluting. But rest in peace to your pops, man. I hope you get through that. I thought that was a pretty cool tribute. I've been meaning to put it up because I was supposed to put it up last week, but rest in peace, man, and my condolences. This is a cool picture right here, and this is collecting 101. This is something really cool, 3 3/4 figure with a Lego figure, and it says back to school week at Arashikage Ninja School. Suggestions for the kids' code name, and there's not too much to this picture. You can't super articulate this, but it's still a great picture, and I gotta respect it. It's cool. Makes me, well, I have the Storm Shadow. Makes me want to chase down that Lego. Matter of fact, I am gonna get that. Got your classified elite. It says Moonlight Visitors. And pretty cool. Looks like he has the sticky paper or the clear paper, and it's got the cobra eels in like an underwater cave, and that sticky paper just does wonders, man. I want to get better and better and perfect it, but for just being a novice and putting it up, it was just totally different ball game of just trying to use anything else for water. You have to be like water. I said this last week or not, but let's run it back again. The Shadow Tracker, I believe that's his name, he's popped up overseas. Pretty much everybody's pretty much seen this, and I wonder if he has the potential to be a rock star. I was kind of curious about him. Don't know anything about him, but I think he could be a really cool figure if he's done the right way, in which the G.I. Joe team does 95% of their shit the right way, but we'll see. I have no lure to this guy, so it'll be quite surprising if he takes me by surprise. So we'll see. Hopefully he's a rock star. This one hit home here. Somebody else hit Ollie's, and this time it's in Charlotte, real close to me. So I can't say nothing, but it's coming. Dude said they had like 12 cases. Like, look at this shit in his back seat, yo. It's retarded, yo. Like, look at this. And I'm jealous as fuck. This is something cool here that I seen. I believe it's on Elite or Uncensored, but hopefully the guy's name is up here. I'm not trying to steal his idea, but he's basically taken the Fortnite glider, took the parachute part off of it, and made it an underwater kind of like glider craft for an eel. And with your imagination, it looks good, man. It looks good. I love this right here. This is collecting 101 right here. This is taking a nothing and making it into something, which the nothing was already a great vehicle by Fortnite, but it definitely looks like an underwater glider that you can latch onto, and it'll go ahead and power you through so you can swim a little faster underwater. So I thought that was pretty dope. What a great idea. This is a picture that says Grunt Steel Brigade helmet looks great on Big Ben. And it does. Also, something else I've seen too, which people already kind of made this comment, the new Target exclusive Marvel Legends Black Widow. She comes with 3 different head sculpts. You got more head sculpts for CoverGirl. It seems like Black Widow is the comparable to CoverGirl, because even the gray suit Walmart exclusive that came out about 4 years ago, I think that head sculpt looks good on CoverGirl. And I think that's the one I'm gonna convert it over to and save these other 3 head sculpts just actually for my Black Widow. Barry back at it again. Looks like he painted Serpentor's glider or hovercraft, and that's pretty cool. I actually like it gold because I think that's what goes with Serpentor, like a gold hovercraft. It looks better that way to me. But this is not bad either. This is like the hovercraft like some Cobra soldiers got that Serpentor didn't use no more. It was out back with a busted engine. They took control of that, fixed it up. Now they flying it out and they painted it up like how they wanted to do it, and that's cool. That's pretty cool, man. You got to put your imagination to it. Right here is pretty dope. Somebody took the Monica Rambeau head and put it on a Valaverse body, and that looks fucking fantastic. That really looks good. What's his name? Robbie Griffin, Legions of Valaverse. You did a good job, man. And Valaverse fits the Marvel Legends heads so well, man, and I think this is awesome. If I get this Monica Rambeau, I probably will try this or do this once time goes on, and maybe she goes on clearance, or who knows, maybe not. I don't think anybody's really looking for that set. I actually would like to have that original set, but then buy another one to do this. This is pretty dope. Boom 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 bada, boom 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 bada, yeah 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 yeah. Kier, stay. Boom 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 bada, boom 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 bada, yeah 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 yeah. Kier, stay. And that's all I got to say. Okay, so real quick on weekly pickups also, I don't have much. I don't have a full table of stuff. I actually got 2 and really 3 items here. If you've seen my short, I have picked up the Falcon from Ollie's for $7.99 this week. I got the other one with the long sleeves, but this was more of a classic Avengers look. This one belongs more with these guys here. So can't wait to open this up. I picked up 2, got 1 mint on card. I love the thick card stocks on the retro line, and I think that'll be a great mint on card figure to have. And then also, like I said, hell, it was $7.99. When stuff gets like that, hell, why not pick another one up? Also, I picked up the reaction from Target of the Tiger Force Shipwreck, which I thought was pretty cool. Don't know if he ever came out in an actual 3 3/4 size like this, but I thought it was a pretty cool addition at $6. Once again, what the heck. And then also, I couldn't hold my water anymore on this, man. Just because I like this figure. I like the actual original Toy Biz one, which I still think's hold up and great. But I also got went up and just picked up from Target, the Mach 1 Iron Man. I think it's a good action figure. I think it's an upgrade from the old one, and the old one's still not bad. And I think this one's just a little bit better, a little bit bigger too. Not big enough, but a little bit bigger. So this Avengers line is really filling out. I'm really digging it. When it comes to X-Men or Avengers, I'm an X-Men guy. But as far as these figures, even the ones I really don't care too much for, like the Monica Rambeau and Doctor Doom, definitely gonna get that Hawkeye, maybe even the Thor and the Destroyer. Once time kind of goes on and gets closer to the holiday season, I'm gonna be doing some real hunting, trying to get most of those Avengers capped in, because I think once you have all of them, it's gonna be one beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spread. All right, so let's get into the hot topic for this week, and of course, it's Giant Man from the Marvel Hasbro team, the HasLab, that's coming out this year. I went over this a little bit the other day, and I really didn't want to go into too much of what I did go into. I was just wanting to stress the fact that if you're thinking this is a regular body, which it is for Marvel Legends, it's really not that. It's the Renew Your Vows body, but not quite. I did fall back and see that it does not have a boot cut. I was not too sure about that the other day, but other than that, it has everything and a little bit more than what a Renew Your Vows body has. So my biggest thing on that is I'm thinking they're diving in on trying to make a super articulated, smooth giant buck and really dive in on with no mishaps. Will there be some? I don't know. We'll see. But that is the biggest thing they can do, is just try to perform that to excellence, to their max most, without any hiccups going on. And I think everybody will be satisfied. But the hot topic is Giant Man. I want to elaborate on this one more time, and I'm kind of leave it alone until we get updates and see, because all I can do is really speculate. I don't really know. All I can go off is what I see and what I've been dealing with as far as collecting action figures heavy for the past 7 years. So let's start off with price. Price is $200. I'm not gonna sit here in front to you stating that I thought it would be cheaper. I actually thought it would be more, a lot more, just based off what they previously had up far as Giant Men, far as Galactus, as far as the Sentinel. Those were like $350 to $450. Did I think it would be that much? No, but I did think they were gonna try to throw that thing in at $300. But at that price, it also probably would have had extra tiers and might have been a little bit shorter, who knows. But price is good. It's good enough for me not to trip on that. It's good enough for me to say, hey, I really like this thing. I like the price. Let me back it, because if it was up there, I probably wouldn't be backing it, because I'm just not really into Giant Man or really anything he has going on. What they showed me was a good looking product that I would purchase, basically. Size, 24 inches. I know there's a lot of people out there saying he should have been a little bit smaller, and I don't think he should have been a little bit smaller, but I do agree that he should be smaller than a Sentinel and Galactus, of course. And let's keep it real, if Galactus was really in scale, a world devourer, a world eater, he'd probably be our size, like 5 or 6 feet tall, just to show that presence. Like when he's massive, man. I've seen him drawn of just very, very massive guys. So nothing's really, truly, technically ever in scale. All you can do is kind of imagine and get close to it. But for his height, he's good with me. I don't want a 6-foot toy Galactus. Like, what would I do with that? You have to store that like a human being. So 24 inches is good. The old Giant Man Builder figures at about around 13 inches, which that's cool too. And you don't want to know it's a cool thing. I actually thought about actually going back and buying that too. I don't know. I have older Toy Biz Marvel Legends Builder figures that I went back and brought, and I'm satisfied with them. I think they're great. I think they're great pieces. They're really not into action like that as far as me moving around and messing with them, but I still think they're great pieces. Tiers. They only gave us 2 tiers this time, and they showed it all for us. Like I said the other day, they played it real safe, and now that's cool with me, man. I'm not mad at that. I'd rather them play safe than do something goofy, which it wouldn't have mattered to me, man, because I have no control over that, man. But they played it safe. They played it the right way. They eliminated the tiers and I mean, not eliminated the tiers, but eliminate figures within the tiers. Didn't want to hide them back behind that wall. I'm not gonna understand. So many people complain about that. Figures being gate locked behind a project they don't want to back. It's almost like buying figures in a Build-A-Figure way when you're really just chasing the Build-A-Figure. So that's cool, man. That's cool with me. And as far as the 2 tiers, the other day I said the zombie was a head. I thought they said the 2 additional tiers was heads, but it's just the huge scroll head, which I really like. And I actually really like the zombie head. I don't know what the deal is with this obsession with zombies on both sides of comic book lore, DC and Marvel, mostly Marvel. But I don't really care about that. I'm really not into demons, goblins, things of that nature, man. So I really don't care. But what I will say, I did like what was presented, what should be the final product, what they showed with his nose chewed off, and just the I could tell that color palette was used as the same thing from the Marvel Legends line with the smaller 6-inch figure. So I'm cool with it. I really don't care. That's just like an extra bonus. What I really care about is the main base offering, which usually what I care about. Like I was stating earlier, articulation is renew your vows buck, basically. You have a abdomen rocker with the inverted ab crunch where he can twist, bend over, move, which is great. He has the double jointed elbows, which I believe came with the other HasLab projects, but definitely with him because he has more of a human anatomy. Like I said the other day, his eyeballs are done special. It's not just painted on, kind of gives some depth. They painted on a back of clear plastic, so it kind of gives that round depth to which catches light like a natural eyeball. There's a lot of sculpt on this thing too, man. If you look, the texturing on the harness belt in the middle, that's a separate piece, which is cool, which they said they made a way so that doesn't rise and float like a regular 6-inch action figure. They're doing stuff that they normally wouldn't do with a 6-inch action figure, and that's what I'm basically saying. I think the dream to this project is them going above and beyond with articulation. Most people say they should all the time, and I believe they really tried to, but at the same time I really believe they'd be like, fuck it, stamp it, move it, we gotta move on. This right here is something they're gonna have to take their time on for a year, so hopefully they put the time and quality into it. As far as a lot of shading I seen on there, whatever you call it, dry brush, it looked really good. Muscle definition looked good. I know some people really complain about the anatomy of it, saying the shoulder should be wider, but looks good enough for me, man. I really don't complain about the Marvel Legends bucks as they come out newer. I can tell there's a straight difference, especially between the Bucky Cap buck and the Vulcan buck. I can tell there's a difference between it. I can tell the Vulcan's a lot beefier, looks a lot good, but when that Bucky Cap and all that stuff was running around, I really didn't have a problem with that too. Hey, evolve. Hey, fascinate me. That's what makes me buy. But articulation, as far as thigh cut, double jointed knees, he did not have a boot cut, but they did say he would have a ankle rocker that goes front, back, and side to side. Hands was a huge thing, 29 points in each one, so he can get real maniacal. Like, he can start doing stuff like this, and he can take photos like this, and those face plates, that's what I want to get into too. Those, I like those. I think they look a little crazy because he doesn't have the mask on, especially the one when he's cheesing like this. And the one who's angry and the bare face, it looks kind of creepy, but once you put it up under that face mask, and that's another layer in what they did to give you like kind of some depth to him, you can see that face mask going over the bridge of his nose. So basically this project just has depth on depth, really, man. And that's what I think they need to focus on, because they don't have too much to focus on except a body, which it is a plain buck body, but I think they're gonna try to do it to the max. From what I've seen, if they do it like that, like McDonald's, I'm loving it, basically, man. So we're getting back to the boot cut. He doesn't have a boot cut, but I'll make an example here. This Black Widow just sitting up on here, she doesn't have a boot cut, and I articulate her very well. The Miles Morales Spider-Man from the Armadillo Build-A-Figure wave, that's one of my favorite Spider-Mans. And it's almost kind of a situation like this Giant Man. It's a rare figure that, not rare in that sense, but having so much texture on that suit. It's got that raised webbing on it, and then it's got texture on his suit like it's made of like a leather or something. But it's definitely a little bit more than your plain buck. You can actually feel the texture on him, and he moves really good, and he doesn't have a boot cut. This black this black suit Spider-Man here from Mayfax doesn't have a boot cut. A lot of Mayfaxes don't have boot cuts, but you want to know why? I can get by with all of these bucks I just named, because the other parts move so well. It supplements for that boot cut where I really don't need it, and I really don't have to trip off of it. Their ab rockers, their ab crunches, all those move well. The Black Widow, this Black Spider-Man, of course, from Mayfax. That Miles Morales is a very slim figure, so I can find myself getting him to more crunching poses than any of your other regular Spider-Mans, man. So to each his own. That is just my opinion on it. So if this buck is gonna move and have all these cuts like they say it's gonna be, then I'm not really worried about a boot cut. And you want to know what the most expressive part of him is gonna be? People gonna be surprised. It's gonna be that face because of the depth of the eyes, but it's really gonna be his hands, and they're already kind of showing you what you can do. And that's what I say, the more and more this thing goes by every day, the more and more I like it. The more and more I can see myself putting it in pictures, the more and more I can see myself handling this thing. And that's what makes me want to grab it, what makes me want to get it, man. I think it's a nice project, to be honest with you. But those hands are going to be phenomenal, and so much texturing, so much stitching on the gloves. It looks like he really has a set of like isotoners on or whatever type gloves, man. So articulation, I think, will be through the roof. I think, and I'm not saying they're gonna do this, they should. They need to really dive in, get that butterfly joint, really work it. Make sure that that inverted ab crunch, that abdomen rocker is really moving. It's not just some stiff piece with just cuts. And that's where they're gonna have people have backlash. If you got all those cuts, but they ain't really moving like they're supposed to. And that's what and they should, because you don't really have too much to work with on this project besides the human anatomy and how the body works. Mostly what I've seen from the collecting community is minor gripes. Everybody's saying it's at a good price. They're saying should be a little bit cheaper. I didn't see that. I didn't see it being 150, 180. I didn't see that. But if it was, hell yeah, bring it on. Like I always say. But I've seen it really at being like 250 to 300. And when it was 199, like I said, that was cool for me to make me grab it. But the gripes are, he should have been a little bit smaller. Gripes are, hey, why don't we have figures thrown in it? And there was other, but it was just all just minor stuff in my eyes. I believe this is a pass mostly for everybody. And like I said, once again, I'll say it once again, I think this was a good project at a good price. Is it a dream project? I don't know. I don't dream about Giant Man, to be honest with you. So I don't think anybody really does. But to have it on this platform, it's borderline. But I think it's worth to be here. And you know, hey, give us a great Giant Man that'll last us 17 years and still be able to move great and still be able to stand great. I wouldn't necessarily say unlike the original Build-A-Figure Giant Man, but a lot of those have fallen because of the ball jointed hips and just the old outdated articulation. Then last but not least, comparing other HasLabs and projects and just other toys to it, it's cool to do that, but to me it's really just shooting the shit. The worth of the project is in the beholder of the collector. Is it worth it to me? Can I see myself playing with this thing? Because it's almost like comparing oranges to apples when you go just to any different project. I mean, everybody's gonna have their different views on how things work. I'm looking at this Megatron here that I brought from a Transformer line, which he doesn't transform, but he was a big one. He was about 14 inches tall, and he's articulated, but he's not gonna be as articulated as this Giant Man. And I remember around 2020, 2019, I paid like 150 for him. They also had a big Optimus Prime like that. I forgot the company it comes from, but I paid 150 for him, and I willingly paid that. I think he's an awesome thing. He has articulated fingers, but he's real choppy on it. He's and the plastic feels like okay, but still not a bad figure. And guess what? At the end of the day, I still have no buyer's remorse of paying $150 for that. I'm looking at him now over here in the corner there, and he looks sick as fuck. Matter of fact, let me grab him and show you. Alright, so here's this Transformer Megatron that I brought about 3 years ago. Shit, maybe going on 4 now. But $150 for this guy. Stand him up next to the Avenger shield. You can kind of see how big he is, but his fingers and stuff move. It moves just like a Sentinel. He can move his fingers out. He can give people the bird and all that good stuff. He has like little choppy elbows here, and he's articulated with the ratchet joint, which is good. I don't know if Giant Man will need a ratchet joint, but if he comes with it, oh well, that's cool. But like I said, man, and this guy is about, I give him maybe between 14 and 16. I don't know. I haven't measured him in a long time. But this Giant Man is going to be standing up. You can't even see where my hand is. Basically almost dwarfing him too. And for $200, I think it's worth it. For 150 bucks, I thought this was worth it. I think it's great, man. So, like I said, the worth is in the eye and beholder. Really comparing other projects is shooting the shit, because basically everybody feels a different way about a different property, about a different IP, about what you get in an action figure. Some people like paint over scope. Some people like scope over paint. Some people like articulation over paint. So you can go back and forth with those different combinations, but it's all, I guess at the end of the day, everybody will speak with their wallet. If I'm straight around that time, I'll speak with my wallet and I'll back one, because like I said before, I think I'm a big enough collector to go ahead and acquire this and have it in my collection. We'll find some place for it. Like right now, my Sentinel and Galactus, I can't put it on the shelf, but it's a great piece where you can kind of put that on the ground and have it around your shelves and still make it look good. And especially with this giant, man. Why limit him? Like I said, I didn't think he should have been bigger than the Sentinel or Galactus, but what's the use of having a giant man if it's not a fucking giant man? With that being said, this is the Savage Land. We do this for the love and beauty of action figures. If you can, give me a like, comment, subscribe. I've been trying to mess with this Black Widow for a couple of days, man, and get a review in on it, but it hasn't really been going down, man. I'm gonna try to get some pictures in tonight and some other stuff like the Bucky cap and that Black Panther that I picked up last week is pretty dope. Maybe I'll put them all in like one kind of review and kind of elaborate on the Avengers line. But with that being said, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at Geppetto910. And until the next time, God bless.